Hello, fellow villagers. I have been absent from the thread for too long. Far too long. In true shock and awe LuckayLuck fashion, I've decided to enter this game with something a bit new. I've decided to embrace Web 2.0 and bring you a live audio commentary of the game at hand. Behold, the revival of LuckayLuck. Now, let's take a look at the spreadsheet of doom that I have currently. Most who know me should be familiar with this visual representation of what I think of players' loyalties. The names on the furthest right side are people I see as most villagery, such as Deripak, and those names on the furthest left side are people I see as most wolfy, such as Cue-Ball Mania. Before I launch into my person-by-person breakdown, I will first observe the three most important events that have occurred so far. As a general villager tip, two of the events that I will cover are pretty much always the most important events in any werewolf game. The first important event is the wolf kills that have occurred so far. These night kills, even if they hit villagers, are important to note because the wolves want to hit the seers. The wolves try to kill people who are right in a seerish way every night. That is, if they have one extremely certain read about someone on, say, day 2, or two extremely certain reads about someone on day 3. The simple fact is that those who die at the hands of the wolves are more often right than wrong, and their posts should always be carefully looked at. Night 1's kill was DMK. As there were no seer peaks yet at this time, I believe that it was simply a strong player kill. However, the analysis does not end there. DMK's death is similar to the next two deaths as well. Night 2's kill was Herbie. Unusually, I found no real seerish post by Herbie. When I fail to find such posts, I generally attribute the kill to a strong player kill, once again. I also tend to believe that the player who died was on the right track in general. Of the day 2 post that Herbie made, he did go over Via Con Diaz, and continued to assert that the direction was fine. But is that really a seer peak? I think that it was more likely a strong player kill, and the biggest information post suggesting Herbie's thought process is in post 604. Night 3's kill was Bombay Bad Boy. BBB's seer peak is fairly obvious. It seems like there's only one, though. Young player is a villager. He says it in day 2 at post 1149, and again in day 3 at post 1518. It is a little unusual to kill someone for only one peak, though. And perhaps there was some connection here with a DMK night 1 kill, and then a Herbie night 2 kill, and then a Bombay Bad Boy night 3 kill. All very strong players. This seems to be a wolf team which enjoys killing the strong players. Can't really say what I can draw from that conclusion, but I'll put it out there for something to think about. The second big event that happened in this game was the Night 1 Vigilante kill by the wolves. Why would they do that? I certainly wouldn't if I was a wolf, because nobody's even left any seer hints yet. I posit a theory. The wolves really wanted to get rid of the strong players. On Night 1, the wolves decided to kill DMK and Herbie, but the angels successfully protected Herbie. On Night 2, the wolves decided to kill Herbie because the angel could not protect him. This is a big event again because it shows the wolves' inclination to kill strong players, possibly over seers. There was also an awfully big coincidence here. We lynched Via Con Dios on day 2, and, surprise, surprise, it was the wolf Vigilante who shot on Night 1. I suspect that the wolves concocted a specific plan here in response to Via almost getting lynched on day 1. Via would shoot on Night 1, and then the wolves would bus him on day 2 to get some serious street cred. The third big event that happened in this game, and another one of those events that's always important, is the actual lynching of a wolf, Via Con Dios. I will clear those who went after Via on day 1, but not those who went after Via on day 2. In fact, I think going after Via on day 2 is sort of fishy, because of my earlier theory that the wolves specifically chose to use their extra kill on night 1 in order to bust Via on day 2. On day 1, post 640 reveals an important post count. I think 4 villagers are on Via here. Darapak, who's alive, Spaceman Bryce, who's alive, and DMK and Globetrotter, who are dead now, as villagers. I will go on a quick tangent here to wonder why Spaceman Bryce is getting so much heat. His vote on day 1 on Via is huge, as well as his vote on day 2. On day 2, post 1163 is the teetering point for a Via Con Dios wagon, 7 minutes away from night. Just look at the wagons there. 333 Clown Danny Via. It would be easy for the wolves to get anyone lynched, but XX Suited shoots that 4th vote, which he really emphasizes, and then he jumps on Clown. What? And then Called Down Light pulls the trigger on Via, and XX Suited jumps on conveniently again. And hey, Danny KGB jumps on for good measure too. That was all sorts of shady, and we shouldn't have been able to lynch a wolf there by any means, so I strongly believe Via Con Dios was bust. This brings me to my spreadsheet of doom. Briefly, here are my thoughts on the players. Birdman, villager, because he looks like he's trying hard to be a star this game, and if he keeps up this style, he just may be one. His post 1018 is very good, because at the moment I was reading that post, I was wanting to lynch those exact same people. Younger player 9, Cue Ball, and Via. Called Down Light, Wolfie, because he has been going after Spaceman Bryce so much, when it should be apparent that Spaceman is quite clear. His posting style is also quite different, very short and not very insightful, unlike his usual villager games. Cardsman, I originally had him as unknown, but I caught post 1125 specifically, and it made absolutely no sense. When something makes absolutely no sense, it's Wolfie. Why is he saying, I haven't read Danny KGB yet, there? Clown Table. Surprisingly, I have a very little read on Clown, which is unusual because Clown usually sticks out a bit. He was saved over Via on day 2, so that does look a bit fishy. Cue Ball Mania, and I'll come back to this later. Danny KGB. He jumps on Via Con Dios in a Wolfie way in post 1190. That looks like a bust vote to me if I've ever seen one. Darapak, one of the clearest villagers here because he votes Via strongly on day 1, as well as 2. He questions any attempt not to vote VCD, in fact. See post 648. His vote on day 2 is key. Forsythio. Eileen Villager because of his general carefree tone, as well as his passionate villager tone. Scrubble, post 1185 sticks out like a sore thumb. This looks like a wolf defending another wolf. I just looked at Via, and he hasn't posted anything today. Why am I saying this? Oh, it's because he's almost getting lynched. This is a super soft defense. Maybe Scrubble wasn't in the wolf chat and didn't get the memo that the wolves were bussing Via or something. Spaceman Bryce. Obvious villager because of a key Via vote on day 1, as well as strong villager tones in post 1591 when he gets really passionate that he's a villager and just hasn't had the time to post his super big analysis yet. Telecontar. I have no read on him. Therefore, by definition, he is Wolfie, because usually he's blatantly villagerly otherwise. Well named. The villager reads on Anti-Dan carry through. Anti-Dan was very villagery in tone and in posts in general, and I have a top secret read on him. When Anti-Dan has the most posts in the thread, he's a villager, because as a wolf he does clam up. XX Suited. Post 1165 where he votes Via, and the subsequent waffling of voting Via is very wolfy. First he busses him, and then he thinks, hey, maybe I can get away with not bussing him. No wolves are actually voting Via. And then he gets back on the bus plan. So, yeah, XX Suited is a wolf. Young player 9. He was originally in my wolf section, but then he jumped to very villagery due to Bombay Bad Boy's death. And I have no read on Hold Me, I Flat the Nuts, and Zomcax because they're being very bored. And damn it, I had a really good finale where I was going to accuse Cue Ball of being a wolf, but I'm out of time. I hope you guys enjoyed this audio commentary, and I'm awesome. Bye.